Temi and Tade were the kind of couple that made people smile in admiration. They lived in a quiet, friendly neighborhood in Ibadan, where families mostly kept to themselves, except when something juicy was happening. And in the neighborhood, Temi and Tade were the main characters. Everyone admired and talked about a true couple goal. They had been married for 4 years and had no children. Yet, but the love they showed each other was enough to fill the gap. People would often say, "Now only then love passed for this estate oh." Tade worked in a telecommunication company while Temi ran a small fashion store in the area. Their schedules were busy, but they always found time for each other. Morning jogs, lunch dates, and Friday evening walks, hand in hands, were common sights. Their chemistry was natural, their laughter genuine. Tade would often stop by Temi's shop, carrying food or snacks, and feed her like a new bride. Temi would blush and giggle like a little baby, swatting his hands playfully, while customers smiled and teased them. It was clear to anyone watching that these two were in love, so much in love. To crown it all, they even looked alike, similar cheekbones and a matching gap tooth. They mostly wore matching outfits. People joked that they were siblings in their past lives. Their resemblance made their bond even special in the eyes of neighbors. "See as them dey shine," Mama Ireti would say. "If I no know better I for think say dem be twins so." They would always compliment. Everything about them appeared perfect. No one had ever heard them quarrel. No raised voices, no angry faces. Their home was perfect and peaceful, filled with laughter, love, and respect. And for Temi, this was something she never stopped talking about. Temi was not one to keep her happiness a secret. To her, if God blessed you, you should let the world know. She spoke highly of Tade, her husband, to anyone who cared to listen. In her cycle of friends, she was the one with the perfect marriage, in quotes. During one of their Saturday morning gathering under the mango tree, Temi said with pride, "My husband can never cheat on me. Tade loves me too much. Even if a woman wears pant and bra and pass in front of him, he will not even bother to look." The women around her exchanged glances. Some nodded politely, while others rolled their eyes. One of them, Kiki, found Temi's confidence irritating. She sucked her teeth and whispered under her breath, "That is what they say, until they serve them breakfast that would turn to poison," she said beneath her breath. Temi didn't notice or didn't care. She continued with her gist, sharing how Tade surprised her with breakfast in bed last weekend and how he helped her wash her car before she went to work. She believed Tade was different, cut from a better cloth than most men in Nigeria. See, let me tell you guys, I don't get scared at all. All this talk about all men are the same and polygamous in nature, it doesn't move me. Temi added, "My own man has sense and he knows what he carries." The women listened, half impressed and half irritated. Some were genuinely happy for her. Others, like Kiki, were tired of the regular updates about her so-called perfect marriage. But Temi didn't stop. In fact, it seemed the more she talked, the more she believed her husband could do no wrong. Kiki was not just any neighbor. She had once admired Tade from afar before he and Temi started dating. She never said it out loud, but the resentment had been there, hidden behind layers of fake smiles and polite greetings. Every time Temi boasted, it felt like salt on a healing wound. Kiki didn't like being reminded of what she didn't have. She believed no marriage was perfect, and Temi's constant bragging made her even angry. One evening, while speaking with one of Tade's friend, a mutual friend Benga, Kiki casually mentioned how irritating Temi had been. "Dat your friend wife talk too much every time. Tade this, Tade that. Tade can never cheat," as if she's the first woman to be married. Kiki complained bitterly. Benga laughed. "Are you angry because you don't have anyone showing you love? Is that it? It's not their fault now. They love each other." But Kiki was not joking. "You see that your friend Tade that she's always boasting and talking about? Do you know he once asked me out? But not now, Shao, before he married Temi." Benga's eyes lit up with mischief. "Really? But he never mentioned it to me. Oh. But anyways, you know that's in the past. He has found his missing ribbon, Temi, his wife. How does it even matter? He is a man, and you and I know that men are polygamous in nature. Even the way that Tade's eyes is looking, I know he is a cheat," Kiki added. Benga looked at her and swallowed hard. Tade was his friend, and as a guy, some things are better left unsaid. Kiki owned a hair salon in the neighborhood, and each time Temi came to make her hair, she would not fail to talk about her husband, and Kiki would smile. You are really lucky, oh." But inside her, she was boiling and deeply irritated. However, it was one Wednesday afternoon. Temi had just returned from the market and arranging some fabrics in her store when her phone rang. The number was unfamiliar, but she answered. "Hello, is this Mrs. Temi?" A soft feminine voice asked. "Yes, who is this, please?" "This is Meg. I just thought I should let you know that your husband has been seeing me." Temi frowned. "Sorry? Who do you say you are?" "Meg. Ask Tade about me. He knows. We were together just last weekend." Temi laughed dryly. "I don't know who sent you, but this prank is not funny." "Oh, you think it's a prank? You can think what you like," the woman replied before ending the call. Temi sat in silence for a moment. Her heart raced slightly, but she quickly dismissed it. It couldn't be true. Tade, her very own Tade, impossible. When she got home that evening, she didn't mention the call. Tade welcomed her with a kiss and even helped her unpack the groceries. He looked normal, acted normal, and showed her the same affection he always did. Temi convinced herself it was just someone trying to cause trouble between them. Maybe one of those bitter women from the streets gossiping. A week passed. Things returned to normal until her phone rang again. Same unknown number. "Temi, I told you I wasn't lying." Meg's voice came again. "You again?" "Yes, this time I have proof. Check your WhatsApp," the voice said over the phone. Temi opened her messages. Her hands trembled. A photo had just arrived. There was Tade, her very own Tade, on the bed, and on top him was a woman. Meg, she assumed. She was half naked, lying close to him. Temi dropped the phone. Her breath caught in her throat. Her world began to spin. No, it can't be. It can't be. She picked up the phone again and stared at the image. It was his face, no doubt. His wristwatch, yes, the one she had bought for him. His wedding ring. It was real. Hot tears streamed down her cheeks. She waited all day in silence, her heart broken, her pride shattered. She couldn't sleep. Every time she closed her eyes, the image haunted her. That evening, as Tade walked through the door, smiling and unaware, Temi rose to her feet. Tade, you are a wicked man. You are an evil person. So all this while, you have been deceiving me." Tade was shocked. "Temi, What are you saying? She showed him the photo. Look at what you have done to me. After everything, after all my trust. Tade swallowed hard and tried to speak. It's not what you think. I can explain. But she didn't let him. She screamed, she cried, she cursed. The neighbors began to gather. They stood and watched from her window as the couple had heated arguments. It was first of a kind, the one they had never seen before. The once envied couple had fallen. Temi's white clothes had been stained by her husband, the one she had trusted so much and made boast of. The following day, their neighbors did not fail to gossip about it, how the most faithful man had been caught red-handed by his wife. Trust Iyabeji. She did not fail to add salt and maggi to the gist, telling a neighbor in the estate who had gone for night shift at her workplace that the couple had fought and that the almighty Tade had even slapped his beloved wife Temio. You don't mean it? Yes, oh my sister. I was even begging them to stop, oh, she added. The gist was flying left, right and center like a fire in the bush during Harmattan season. After the explosive arguments that day, the house that once radiated warmth and love became a war zone. Amy refused to eat, refused to sleep in the same room with Tade, and barely said a word unless it was to throw insults. She felt like a fool. The shame was unbearable. The neighbors whispered behind her back. Even those who had once admired her began to gossip. Now the woman wey dey talk say her husband no fit cheat be that oh. See her life now. Hey, they don't stain her white. Tade tried to explain himself repeatedly. Temi, I can explain. I am sorry. Her pain had turned into bitterness. Every morning, before Tade left for work, he would say, Temi, please, let's talk about this. I swear on everything I hold dear, I can explain. But Temi would wave him off. I don't want to hear anything from that your lying mouth. The silence in the house was loud. The home that used to be full of laughter and music now echoed with tension. One Saturday morning, Temi had had enough. The shame was too much. She packed her bags and called her father. Without a word to Tade, she left the house. When Tade returned from the supermarket and found her gone, he stood frozen in the living room, staring at the empty wardrobe. His heart dropped. Temi's parents were not surprised when she returned home. Her mother had always found her husband's love for Tade a little over the top. So, now finally, he showed his true color, right? Her mother said with a frown, all this, my husband can never cheat talk. Don't blind your eyes. I don't tell you since. They know they trust man. Temi stayed silent. Her eyes were puffy from crying, her voice weak from the shouting she had done the day before. Her father, however, sat her down quietly that night. Temi, he said, no marriage is perfect, but before you throw everything away, make sure you hear the full story. Temi nodded slowly, but the pain was too fresh. She needed time. 2 weeks passed. Temi remained at her parents' house, refusing to take Tade's call. He came around once, but her mother chased him away. Go back to wherever you came from. My daughter no get anything to do with you again. You useless man. See the way you embarrassed and disgraced her. But Tade was determined. He returned the following week, this time holding something in his hands, his phone. He stood quietly outside the compound and sent a text message to Temi. Please, just give me 10 minutes. I brought something to prove I'm innocent. After some convincing from her father, Temi agreed to see him. Her mother stood with her arms folded, clearly unhappy. What do you want now? To finish breaking her heart? She asked. Tade raised both hands. Please, just watch this video. He played the recording on his phone. It was a hotel surveillance footage. Temi watched closely. Tade was seen entering the room, greeting his friend Benga, who handed him a drink. After chatting briefly, Tade drank and soon lay down on the bed, falling into a deep sleep. Then a lady entered the room, Meg. She was half dressed, carrying a phone. She posed beside Tade and took pictures while he remained unconscious. The entire setup was recorded. Temi covered her mouth in disbelief, her eyes wide open. Oh my God! Tade explained everything. He had no memory of what had happened that night. The picture had confused him too, until he returned to the hotel and begged the manager to release the footage. He had even filed a police report. Temi was speechless. Her heart raced as shame crept up her chest. She had called him names, disgraced him, packed out of the house, and made their private issue public, all based on a lie. Her mother remained silent, clearly embarrassed. "I am sorry," Temi whispered, tears running down her cheeks. Tade looked at her, his face soft but tired. "I understand why you were angry, but I would never do that to you, Temi. I love you too much, and I respect our marriage vows." Temi reached out and held his hands. The pain of the past few weeks melted into a flood of tears and quiet sobs. The couple sat together for a long time, just holding each other's hands. Days later, Temi and Tade returned home. This time, they were wiser, but Tade had one more mission. He wanted to confront his so-called friend Benga. He accosted Benga, demanding why he had to set him up, and after a heated confrontation, he forced the truth out of him. Your own self is too much. Every time my wife, as if you are better than the ones who cheat on their wife. I cheat on my wife, but every time you rub it on my face as if I am the devil himself. Benga also confessed that Kiki had approached him with the idea she wanted to embarrass Temi for boasting too much about her husband. She said we should just do a small setup to humble your wife. That her own boasting was too much, Benga added. Ade was furious. "You call yourself my friend and you did this to me?" Temi too couldn't believe it when Tade told him what Benga had said. The same Kiki who had smiled at her, borrowed her clothes, and she had even never failed to patronize her salon, was behind it all. Rather than confront her, they decided to quietly move to a new neighborhood as they could not trust anyone anymore. They moved to a new neighborhood where no one knew them and where they could start afresh. As Temi arranged their things in their new home, she turned to Tade and smiled. "From now on, I would keep my mouth shut." Tade chuckled. "Good, let them envy us quietly." Temi and Tade settled into their new neighborhood quietly. The area was calm and nobody knew their story. It was a fresh start and both of them were determined to make it work. Temi found a small shop near the house where she started selling her fashion accessories. Tade's workplace was a bit farther, but he didn't mind the long drive. For them, peace was more important than convenience. At first, Temi struggled with the trauma of everything that had happened. Sometimes, when Tade stayed out late or received a call in the middle of the night, fear would grip her heart. But Tade understood and made extra efforts to reassure her. "I would always come back to you, Temi," he would say with a gentle smile. Slowly, the wound began to heal. In their new environment, Temi became more reserved. She no longer spoke loudly about her marriage or Tade's love for her. She had learnt the lesson the hard way. One afternoon, while gisting with a few new women from the area, one of them asked, "So, na you be Tade wife? I hear say una be lovebirds, na true?" Temi smiled, nodded and said, "We thank God though. We are trying our best." She didn't go into details. She didn't mention how much Tade loved her or how perfect he was. The boasting days were over. She had realized that peace was better than praise. Back in their former neighborhood, trouble brewed. Kiki, who had been the mastermind behind the setup, was exposed. Benga feeling guilty and trying to clear his conscience, confessed everything during a heated discussion at a local bar. Someone recorded him and the video went viral within the area. People were shocked. So na Kiki set Temi husband up all because of jealousy. Ah, the shame was much for Kiki. Some neighbors stopped talking to her and others openly insulted her. Her hair salon lost a lot of customers. Nobody wants to associate with her anymore because they never knew what next she was capable of doing to them. One day, as she walked to the market, she overheard someone say, "Na she scatter person marriage o, wey no concern am. See her life now." Kiki began to withdraw. The same crowd she had once entertained with her gossip now avoided her like a plague. Back in their new home, Temi and Tade focused on healing. They started praying together again, going on weekend strolls, and enjoying each other's company like they used to. Temi apologized properly for doubting him. "I should have trusted you, even when it didn't make sense," she said. Tade hugged her. "I understand, it's okay. Temi, what matters is that we found the truth and we are still here." Their love became stronger, not louder. Instead of public display, they showed love in small intentional ways, helping each other, laughing over dinner, checking in during the day. They both agreed to leave the past behind them. Months passed. Temi's small business began to grow. Tade got a promotion at work. Life began to smile at them again. They hosted a quiet anniversary dinner, just the two of them. No neighbors, no show, just music, candles, and love, as true love didn't need to be shouted from the rooftop for validation from others. Over dinner, Temi looked into Tade's eyes and whispered, "Thank you for fighting for us." Tade smiled and reached to her hands. "Thanks for coming back. Tade, we are going to be parents," she said, her eyes lit up. "What?" "Yes, my love, I am pregnant." Tade lifted her up. Wow, what they have waited for years, for 5 years of their life. 5 good years has now come to manifestation. Their silent prayers had been answered. Thank you for watching this story. I hope you enjoyed watching and learnt a few valuable lessons from this story while watching. Kindly share with us in the comment section as we interact. Like this video please, and do well to subscribe to this channel if you're not already subscribed. Share this video to your loved ones. Until I come your way again with another story, for now from me it is bye.